Well, a very good afternoon as we get set for college baseball, Lone Star Conference action from Wilder Park in Canyon, Texas. A pleasant, sun-splashed afternoon here at Wilder Park as we get set for West Texas A&M to welcome the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds in Lone Star Conference action. Both teams coming in, getting set. The Buffs, of course, have been off last weekend, and I say off with Lone Star Conference play. They had two games they played up in Pueblo and came away with victories. Eastern New Mexico came away with a victory over St. Edwards before their series wrapped up over in Portales last week. Eastern comes in with a record of 6-9 on the season, while the Buffaloes, of course, come in with a record of 10-5 as they get set, and 7-5, or excuse me, 9-5, 7-5 in Lone Star Conference play. Right now, they sit in fifth in the LSC. As we take a look at the starting lineups for today, for Eastern New Mexico, Camden Matthews will be in center field. Dylan Hummel at third. Cooper Hamilton is in right. Jonathan Claw is in left field. William Ponce is the shortstop. Nick Scheffner is at first base. Jaden Martinez is the catcher. Spencer Roach is the designated hitter. And Demetrio Archuleta is the second baseman. For the Buffaloes being introduced right now, Mike Manetta will lead things off. He will be at second base. Ryan Johnson in left field. Adam Becker at third base. Will Finning is in right field. Dylan Fesperman is the DH. Eddie Savoy at first. Evan Leibel, the catcher. Brian Bailey at center field. And Seth Ochoa at shortstop. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, welcome back. Nick Marshall gets the start today. Nick comes in with an ERA of 3.15. He has a record of 2-0 on this season. He's appeared in 4 games. He started 3. He's pitched in 20 innings. He's allowed 20 hits, 10 runs, 7 of those earned. He's walked 7, struck out 19. Batters are hitting .260 against the big right-hander, and he is thrown 1 wild pitch so far this season and hit 4 batsmen. As he takes his final warm-up tosses, the Buffs, of course, in their home white uniforms with maroon numerals and maroon trim, while East New Mexico in white pants, green tops, white trim, and green numerals as we get set for this one today. And again, just a pleasant afternoon here in Canyon. 61 degrees, sunny conditions. We should reach 64 as this game progresses throughout the day today. And again, an important matchup for both of these teams. As we mentioned coming into this one, the Buffs have won 2, their last 2 that they played. They beat Colorado State Pueblo 18-12 last Saturday. and beat Montana State Billings over in Pueblo 22-5 on Friday, and come back into Lone Star Conference play, taking on Eastern New Mexico. So you look at the Lone Star Conference, Angelo State on top, 13-3. And then it's St. Edward's 7-4, Lubbock Christian 10-6, UT Tyler 10-6, and then the Buffs at 7-5. Kendon Matthews leads things off. First pitch he looks at is inside for a ball. Matthews batting from the left side, facing Nick Marshall. Marshall's pitch on the way, right back at Marshall. Solid hit right up the middle. And so Camden Matthews gets aboard. Happy to be coming your way today on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. I'm Bryce Sheets. And the Thunder Vision crew bringing you the pictures and sounds here at Wilder Park today. So Dylan Hummel, the third baseman, batting from the right side, settles in, ready to go. Hummel batting .388 on the season. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. That was an emphatic call by the home plate umpire. Hummel with a closed stance. Looks at strike two. So Marshall, after a leadoff single, bears down here on his second batter. Hummel freshman from San Antonio, Texas. A lot of freshmen starting on his club. Looks at a pitch outside for a ball. Runs the count to 1-2. Hummel so far this season. This is his 50th at bat. He has 19 hits. He's scored 11 runs. He's driven in 7. He's walked 4 times, struck out 11. He has 5 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. And outside corner just misses. Evens the count at 2-2. Over at first base, Camden Matthews measures his lead off the bag. Takes a 3-step, now extends it to 4 steps off the bag. Marshall comes home with it, runner off and going. Here's a throw down to second base, and that'll be a ball as that one got away from Evan Leibel as he came out throwing, but it hit the pitcher's mound, so it bounced high out to the bag at second. And so safely in at second base is Camden Matthews with a stolen base. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Dylan Hummel. Marshall checks the runner, comes home, and got low for ball, so a walk. So a single and a walk Marshall has given up.
Right fielder, number 27.
So runners at first and second for the Greyhounds. That brings up Cooper Hamilton. Hamilton batting .255, but .308 with runners in scoring position. His 52nd plate appearance this season. Fouls this one off at the plate for a strike. Hamilton out in right field is where he'll be playing defensively today. Hamilton from Lubbock. Junior. 5'11", 165 pounds from Coronado High School. Settles in, ready to go. Big baseball program at Coronado. And that evens the count at 1 apiece. So 1 ball and 1 strike for Cooper Hamilton. Hummel over at first, Matthews at second. Both measure their lead. Swung on, off-speed pitch, swinging. So Hamilton down in the count, 1-2. Not a cloud in the sky today. So for outfielders, they'll have to battle the sun a little bit as the afternoon progresses. So the 1-2 pitch from Nick Marshall, swung on, hit right up the middle, and that is a base hit. And I think there is confusion as a run comes home to score. And I think between Seth Ochoa and Mike Manetta, they were confused as to who was going to try to get that one. So credit a base hit for Cooper Hamilton. And that brings home a run. And you watch right here, right up the middle, you can see they both kind of looked at each other right there, trying to determine who was going to go after it, and both stopped. So 2 hits in the inning and a run scored. There's a strike for Jonathan Claw. Freshman from Ramona, Dominican Republic. He's had an exceptional first season at Eastern New Mexico. Sends this one down the third baseline, fouling out of play. Batting .306. He's had 15 hits, 9 runs. He's scored 9 runs. He's driven in 12. He's walked 8 times, struck out 11. A couple of doubles, a couple of triples, 4 home runs, and a stolen base. That's down in the dirt. Evan Leibel stops it. One ball, 2 strikes. Outside corner misses, evens the count at 2-2. Getting runners at first and second. 1 run already home. No outs here yet in the ball. Top of the first for Eastern New Mexico. And for Eastern coming into this one, they have lost the last 12 games they've played here at Wilder Park, but off to a good start here this one today as that's fouled and out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. Given for Eastern, their Sunday series finale against St. Edwards only lasted a half inning before high winds canceled that ball game. But they won in game 1 and game 2. That's fouled off down the third base line and out of play. Lost in game 3. And then again, game 4 not completed. Fouled off at the plate, so staying alive is Jonathan Claw. And swinging and kind of off speed, first strikeout for Nick Marshall. So first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the shortstop. We watched on replay here. Just got him above the hands on that one.
Number 5, shortstop, Willie Potts.
And so just above the hands for a strikeout. First punch out. Willie Ponce, the shortstop, batting from the left side, looks at strike 1. Ponce from Olathe, Kansas. Cloud County Community College sends this one down the first baseline. Eddie Savoy gobbles it up, steps on the bag. The runners advance. Ponce is retired, 3 unassisted for out number 2. Everybody advances 1 base. And that'll bring up the first baseman as Nick Schiffner.
Nick Schiffner.
Schiffner, a Fort Worth, Texas native, 6'2" senior, batting from the right side. Looks at strike 1. Schiffner batting .184 this season. It's his 39th at bat. He's got 7 hits. He's scored 7 runs. He's driven in 3. Got an opportunity here. He's walked 7 times. Takes a swing and comes up empty. Big cut. Runs the count to 0-2. He has struck out 9 times. He has a double so far this season. Runners at second and third. Golden opportunity for Eastern New Mexico. Greyhounds already lead at 1-0 here in the top of the first. Outside misses for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, just a beautiful afternoon where we moved the game time up because of what was anticipated weather that was coming to the area, but that has since moved out to the southeast. Nothing really came of it, and so just a really pretty afternoon. Fouled down the first base line. Savoy over at first, Manetta at second, Choa at short, and Adam Becker at third. Ryan Johnson's out in left, Brian Bailey in center, Will Finnegan right. Evan Leibel behind the plate for Nick Marshall. Marshall settles in, the big right-hander. Just a little low, missed on that one. Evens the count at 2-2. Schiffner, the sixth batter up here in the first. Runners at second and third. Marshall outside corner, strike 3. He wasn't going to call it, and then called it for strike 3. So 1 run does come across on 2 hits. No errors in the inning, 2 left on base. As you watch the strikeout right there. And that ends the top half of the first inning. 1-0 in favor of Eastern. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Welcome back to Wilder Park as we go to the bottom of the first inning, and West Texas A&M Buffaloes will make their way to the plate, and they will face Damian Acosta. Acosta comes in with a record of 1-2. He's pitched in 9 innings so far. He has allowed 9 hits, 11 runs, 6 of those earned. He's walked 11, struck out 10. He's allowed 1 double and 1 home run so far this season. Behind him will be Nick Schiffner at first base, Archuleta at second, Haunts is short, and Hummel at third. Claw, Matthews, and Hamilton left to right, and Jaden Martinez behind the plate. He's the battery for Damon Acosta. We'll face Mike Manetta, who will lead things off. The Buffs' second baseman today, Ryan Johnson in left field, will bat second. Adam Becker, Lone Star Conference preseason player of the year, will bat third. Will Finning will bat fourth. Dylan Vesperman is the DH. Savoy, Leibel, Bailey, and Ochoa. That rounds out the batting order for the Buffaloes as Mike Manetta settles in, ready to go. Manetta batting .310 on the season, batting from the left side. First pitch is outside for a ball. Manetta, his 30th plate appearance. He has 9 hits. He's scored 12 runs, driven in 8. Looks at a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. He's walked 6 times. He struck out 7. He has a double, a triple, and a home run so far this season for the second baseman for the Buffs. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. So Acosta head in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-hander comes home. It's going to be high for a ball. Acosta from Round Rock, Texas, and Garden City Community College. He's a 5'8" senior. Again, comes in with a record of 1-2. Mineta, 2-2 count. Low for ball 3, so he fights back to run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mineta batting from the left side. Sends this one towards the shortstop on 2 hops. Pulls it up and gets it over to first in time for the Schiffner putout. So Mineta's retired 6-3 for out number 1. That'll bring up Ryan Johnson, the Buffs left fielder.
Now up for the Buffs, left fielder, number 30, Ryan Johnson.
Preseason all South Central region includes Becker and Ryan Johnson, Eddie Savoy, and Nick Marshall. So all 4 players involved in this one today as Johnson looks at strike 1. Johnson batting .388. Base percentage of .535 this season. That's way outside for a ball. Johnson has 19 hits. He's scored 19 runs. He's got 8 RBIs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Has 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Sends this one out into right center field, and that may drop in there for a base hit, and it will. So Ryan Johnson gets aboard with a single. And that'll bring up Adam Becker. Watching, you see that inside out to the right center field for a base hit. So Johnson is aboard.
Adam Becker.
Becker, of course, the WTAMU preseason player of the year. Becker made an immediate impact for the Buffs this season with a .402 batting average, 22 doubles last season. It's his 63rd plate appearance, looks at a strike. Adam has 29 hits. He's scored 23 runs. He's driven in 20 so far this season. He has 9 walks, 9 strikeouts. He has 8 doubles and 5 home runs. Quick throw to first. Ryan Johnson back safely. Again, just a gorgeous afternoon. Not really much wind here at Wilder Park. That's going to be low for a ball. And in the Texas Panhandle and spring, that is unusual. So Becker settles back in, batting from the right side, big open stance. Acosta getting set to come home. Got the outside corner for a strike. Becker bows up. I think he saw that one coming in slowly. Just couldn't pull the trigger on it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes for the Buff third baseman. Quick throw to first. Johnson's back. Will Finning in the on-deck circle for the Buffaloes. Batting cleanup today. Becker ready to go. Playing straight away. Outside, misses for a ball. Outfield pretty much playing straight away for him. So to the infield, no real movement. Becker settles in, ready to go. Fouled off of the plate on a curveball that started to break toward the outside. Becker got a piece of that one. This is the 15th game for Becker to start this season. Well, misses outside for a ball. Becker settles back in, ready to go, batting from the right side. Driven out to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Coming in, throwing quickly, trying to get this one in. We got runners at the corner as Johnson didn't even stop. Got to second and came on around to third. So a solid single for Adam Becker as he drives that one out into right. You watch right here that swing, just inside out down the into right field. Cooper Hamilton played it perfectly. Came up throwing, but Johnson already around second on his way to third. That brings up Will Fenning, the Buffs right fielder, batting in the cleanup spot today. Fenning in his 43rd plate appearance. Has 14 hits this season. Set a pitch outside for a ball. Fenning batting .333. He's got an on-base percentage of .532 and a slugging percentage .762. Has that compact swing, keeps the hands in close. Settles in ready to go. Fenning with a double, a triple, and 5 home runs so far this season. Drives this one out into deep center field, giving chase as Camden Matthews camps underneath it. Tagging at third, Johnson will come on home. So the Buffs even the ball game up at 1 apiece. On the fly out RBI for Will Fenning. It's out number 2.
Designated hitter number 16, Dylan Vesperman.
That'll bring up Dylan Vesperman, 6'4" junior from Phoenix, Arizona, played at Arizona State. Batting from the right side. Vesperman, this .316 batting average, looks at a pitch outside for a ball. Vesperman, .316 on the season, but with runners in scoring position, runners on base, .357. He has 6 hits so far this season. He's driven in 6. He's walked 4 times, struck out 3. Pitch way outside. That'll allow Becker to get down to second base. So 2 balls. No strikes for Vesperman. Number 16 settles in, batting from the right side. Looks at the outside corner. They're asking if he went around, and they say no down the first base line. So 3 balls and no strikes. Becker over at second base will measure his lead. Damien Acosta gets the pitch, checks the runner at second, now comes home with it. Outside misses for a pass ball. And so Vesperman gets aboard with a walk. First walk issued today for Acosta. And that'll bring up Eddie Savoy.
Eddie Savoy.
Eddie Savoy had a career game last week. He settles in, batting from the right side. First pitch, outside corner for a strike. Savoy, of course, from Montreal, Quebec. The 6'1" junior, batting from the right side. Savoy batting .340 on the season. Set a ball. 16 hits so far this year. He's scored 8 runs, but he's driven in 17. He's walked 6 times, struck out 4. Savoy with runners at the corner. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Looks at a pitch down low for ball 2. Should Eddie get a void? Going to bring up Evan Leibel. Savoy, the 6th batter, to come to the plate here in the first. So 6 came to the plate for Eastern, and they got their 1 run. And that's a base hit right up the middle over the shortstop head. That plates Adam Becker. Comes home. Eddie Savoy gets the RBI with a base hit. You watch this, just a nice piece of hitting over the shortstop's head. Ponce gave a shot at it, but just couldn't get there. So the Buffs lead it 2-1. Bring up Evan Leibel. Buff catcher from Los Alamos, California. Looks at a pitch inside. Of course, he came from Oklahoma, played for the Sooners. Looks at ball 1, head in the count. Runners at first and second for the Buffs. Leibel batting from the left side, batting .279. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. It's one of those as a catcher. He kind of knew it as it crossed the outside corner. So he got a good look. So 1-1 pitch from Damian Acosta. Trying to get out of the inning right here. That's drilled to the first baseman, who gets it on one hop and underthrows it to Acosta for the out. So Leibel is retired 3-1 for out number 3. But the Buffaloes do get 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors in the inning, and 2 left on base. We have played it inning complete. The Buffs lead this one 2-1. We'll take a timeout, do so, and come back right after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Well, it'll be 7, 8, 9 in the batting order for Eastern New Mexico to start the second inning. Eastern got 1 run on 2 hits. The top of the first. And stake their club to a 1-0 lead. The Buffs responded in the bottom of the second with 2 runs on 3 hits. They lead it 2-1. That'll bring up the catcher, Jaden Martinez, the freshman. Martinez from Corpus Christi. 5'10" freshman. I'm guessing he's joining his brother, John Martinez. Both 5'10" and 170. Takes a big cut and comes up empty. Evens the count at 1-1. This one is hit out into right field. Fenning circles around, fights the sun, and pulls that one in for a fly out to right field for the first out. Here in the top of the second, John Martinez is a right-handed pitcher for the Greyhounds. Jaden Martinez, the catcher. So again, Could be a lot of fun in Corpus Christi, those two. Here's a first pitch swinging for Spencer Roach. And that is over to first in time for the putout, 6-3. So quickly, 2 outs for Eastern.
Second baseman, number 7.
This will bring up this.
Demetrio Archuleta.
Bring up the second baseman, Demetrio Archuleta. Archuleta, a redshirt sophomore from Farmington, New Mexico. First pitch, outside corner for a strike. Played at Lamar Community College. Archuleta. So far this season, batting .349. Set a ball. This is Archuleta's 44th plate appearance. He has 15 hits. He scored 9 runs. He's driven in 6. The pitch misses low again for ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. Archuleta has walked 3 times. He struck out 16. Got a double, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Sends this one to the shortstop. Ochoa comes up, throwing over to first in time for the putout, 6-3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Eastern New Mexico. No runs on no hits. There were no errors in the inning, and nobody left on base. We have played an inning and a half. Buffs lead this one 2-1. We'll take a timeout. Do so. Come back for the bottom of the second right here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Well, we go to the bottom of the second inning, and for the Buffaloes, it will be the 8 and 9 batters in the lineup in the top of the order. So Bryant Bailey will lead things off, the center fielder for the Buffs today. Seth Ochoa, the shortstop, will bat 9th, and then Mike Mineta.
Leading off for the Buffs, center fielder number 44, Bryant Bailey.
So Bailey makes his way up with a .300 batting average. This is his 11th plate appearance. Bailey played a lot as a freshman last year, or as a sophomore last year, from Lancaster, Texas. Settles in, batting from the right side. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Bailey batting from the right side. He's had 3 hits so far this season in 10 plate appearances. Looks at a strike. He has scored 2 runs. He's walked 3 times. He's struck out twice. He's got a double. He's got good speed when he's on the base pass down the right field line. That's a base hit as he will round first, make his way to second. Let's see if he keeps motoring around to third. Bailey on his way. Here comes the relay. As he slides into third base. Safe. Brian Bailey with a leadoff triple for the Buffaloes. Again, just that good speed we were just talking about. Bailey, I think his mind was determined once he saw that go into the corner in right center field. You watch him slide in there safely at third. Nice job on the leadoff for Bailey. So Acosta got a runner at third as he gets ready to face Seth Ochoa. Ochoa batting .217 this season. Set a pitch outside for a ball. So they're checking, I think, to see if there was a balk. So they checked with the third base umpire. He had him in the windup. Outside corner is a strike. So that evens the count at 1-1. Joe with his 24th plate appearance. Got 5 hits. That one's way outside for a ball. So the 2-1 count for the Buffalo shortstop. In there for a strike. It's one of those you're looking for something different. I think that was a little bit off speed. You kind of want to pull the trigger, but you don't, and so he'll take the strike and evens the count at 2-2. Bryant takes his lead off the bag. Oh, strike 3. Ochoa got rung up. First strikeout of the ball game for Damian Acosta. Watch that pitch. And on the outside corner, the umpire says that painted the black, so that is a strikeout. I'm going to bring up Mike Manetta, who grounded out to the shortstop his first time at the plate. Looks at a strike. Mike last time ran the count full. Costa getting ready for his 41st pitch. Outside misses. Oh, they're going to call a balk this time. That'll balk in a run. And so that'll bring Brian Bailey home. Third base umpire goes and explains to Damian Acosta what the call was, why it was that way. So the Buffs improved their lead to 3-1. 1-1 pitch for Acosta for Mike Manetta. It's in there for a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Manetta from Farmingdale, New York. And that one hit him in the back. And he gets up and hurries down to first base. Well, that plunked him pretty good, too.
Left fielder number 30, Ryan.
Yeah, watch this. You can see him. He tried to duck out of the way on that one. That'll bring up Ryan Johnson. So Manetta aboard at first base, 1 out, 1 run home. Again, Brian Bailey led off with a triple and then was balked home during the bat for Manetta. That pitch is high for a ball. Seth Ochoa struck out in between. Bottom of the second inning, Buffs lead at 3-1. There's a strike. So it evens the count at 1-1. Buffs 3 runs on 4 hits. Quick throw to first. Manetta's back. Johnson got aboard his last at bat as he fouls this one out of play. Runs the count to a strike and 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnson got a single and then came around to score. Quick throw to first. Costa, who works fairly quickly. Fouled off at the plate. Keeps the count at 1-2. Adam Becker in the on-deck circle. Johnson batting .400. Quick throw again. Nanetta diving back on the bag at first base. Takes his lead about 4 steps. Inches a little further towards second. This is sky high out in the left field, giving Chase his claws. He comes in and gets the sunglasses down to pull that one in. So Johnson flies out to left field for out number 2. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Adam Becker, who singled and scored his last at bat. Batting .476. That one hits him. So trying to throw a breaking ball that doesn't break. And so runners at first and second, both there by way of the hit by a pitch. So Will Fenning will come up. Will flew out to center field but did drive in the first run of the game. Fenning batting from the right side, settles in. Looks at a strike. The right fielder with that even stance, closed, swinging motion, very compact. Set a pitch inside for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. 3:26 at the plate for Will Fenning. Settles in, ready. You can hear the wind picking up just a little bit now out to left center. Costa spins and bluffs a throw back to second base. Nobody covered the bag at second. Archuleta was the closest one. That misses for a ball. So 2 balls and a strike for the cleanup hitter for the Buffaloes today. Fenning settles in. Runners at first and second. That's outside for a ball. So 3 balls and a strike. Bottom of the second inning. Buffaloes lead this one 3-1. Acosta checks the runner at second once again, spins and throws it to the bag, but sliding back in is Ryan Johnson as Archuleta was covering, but Johnson slid under the tag, so he was safely back at second. Now measures his lead off again. Archuleta not very far. They're about even distance. That misses for ball 4, so Will Fenning will take a walk. So that'll load the bases. It's a second walk given up by Acosta. And that brings a quick conversation out to the hill as Riley Price makes his way out. So they're going to have a quick discussion. There's nobody warming up in the Eastern bullpen, so it's just making sure his senior right-hander has got everything working the way he wants to. Probably telling him to simplify everything just a little bit. Costa, who allowed a run here early in the inning because of a balk call by the third base umpire, walks over and talks to him. He's out now, out there by the pitcher's mound, and so they had a quick conversation. So Dylan Fesperman, the DH, makes his way to the plate for the Buffaloes. 316 at the plate, and that one missed outside. Fesperman was the first walk of the day for Damian Acosta. Bases are full of buffs for the hard-hitting Dylan Fesperman from Phoenix, Arizona, played at Arizona State. 6'4", 215-pound junior. Fesperman batting from the right side, settles in ready to go. Off-speed pitch misses inside. So 2 balls and a strike. Eddie Savoy in the on-deck circle should Fesperman get aboard. 3-1, Buffs with the lead here in the bottom of the second. That one misses for a ball. So that runs the count to 3-1. No place to put Fesperman. See if he has the green light right here. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Takes a cut. So that runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes for Dylan Fesperman. Fesperman settles in, ready to go. Runners all taking off. That's hit down the right field line, fouling out of play. Becker was almost all the way to third base as that pitch was delivered home. Fenning at first, Becker at second, Johnson at third. And that's drilled out to right field. Back, and circling under is Cooper Hamilton, able to pull that one in. So a long fly out for Fesperman as he is out number 3. But the Buffs do get a run. They get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors in the inning and 3 left on base. We have played 2 complete. Buffs lead at 3-1. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Since 1933, the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum has housed the vast history of Panhandle Plains, given back to the community, and provided educational resources to those who live here. Located on the campus of West Texas A&M University, PPHM is free to all students, faculty, and staff at WT. We offer volunteer opportunities, internships, and hands-on research experience. From prehistoric times to pioneer travels, there's something for everyone at the largest history museum in Texas. Stop by and see us sometime. Oh, and don't forget, go Buffs!
Well, glorious afternoon here at Wilder Park. Buffs lead this one 3-1 as we first pitch for Camden Matthews here in the third inning. That's called ball one. Already we've raised the temperature to 63. This is hit out to center field. Brian Bailey circles underneath, comes on with a sliding catch. Nicely done. Long run for Bailey. And Matthews is out on a fly out to center field. That's out number one. Watch this right here. Again, you can just see Bailey as he just comes sliding in to pull that one in front of Mike Mineta, the second baseman. Nice play. So Matthews is retired, and that brings up Dylan Hummel, the third baseman for Eastern. He looks at ball one from Mike Marshall. That pitch is low for ball two. Hummel got a board on a walk, his last at bat. So the 2-0 count for the third baseman. Driven out over Mike Mineta's head and out into right field for a base hit. Mineta gave it a great effort, but just couldn't pull that one in. So base runner aboard for the Greyhounds here in the top of the third. And again, this one just inside-out swing, and Mineta makes a jumping effort, but just kind of off to the right of his glove just a little bit. And here's a pitch out into right field that settling underneath is Will Fenning. First pitch swinging is Cooper Hamilton, and he flies out to right field for out number two. So 2 outs here in the top of the third. That'll bring up the left fielder. So that brings up Jonathan Clow. Clow looks at a strike. Clow struck out his last at bat, batting in the cleanup spot today for Eastern. Clow, the freshman from La Ramona, Dominican Republic. Here's a quick throw to first base. Clow settles in, ready. Batting from the right side, even stance. They check down the first base line, say he did not go around. So that evens the count at 1-1. Clow, a freshman. Three freshmen in the starting lineup for Eastern today. That pitch is outside. So 2 balls and a strike for the left fielder. Clow batting .300. Marshall got him swinging on that one for a strike. That evens the count at 2-2. Nick Marshall working here in the top of the third. Pitch is inside and tight on a fastball, evens the count. Or runs the count to 3-2, I should say. So Klaus settles back in, ready to go. Marshall gets the pitch he wants. Checks the runner at first base. Now comes home with it. And that's going to be popped up down the right field line. Everybody giving chase. Mike Mineta will settle underneath and pull that one in. As Clow flies out to the second baseman. We're out number 3. No runs on a hit. No errors. 1 left on base. We have played 2.5. The Buffs lead this one 3-1. We'll take a timeout, do so, come back right here to Wilder Park on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
And welcome back to Wilder Park. For the Buffaloes, they get set to send Eddie Savoy, Evan Leibel, and Brian Bailey to the plate here in the third inning. The 6, 7, and 8 batters in the lineup to face Damian Acosta working here in his third inning. Acosta has allowed 3 runs on 4 hits. So far he's walked 2 and struck out 1. He's also hit 2 batters today. And pitches a strike in there for Savoy, who singled his last at bat. And he also drove in a run for the Buffaloes. Pitches inside for a ball. Savoy batting .354. Eddie with a couple of doubles, a home run. When he's leading off, though, in an inning, he only bats .143. So doesn't savor the leadoff role, does Savoy. Set a pitch inside. Runs the count to 3-1. Eddie settles in, playing first base today. And that misses down low for ball 4, so the third walk. Given up, a leadoff walk to Savoy. His action in the eastern New Mexico bullpen area.
The catcher, number 20, Evan Leibel.
Leibel comes up batting .273 this season. Quick throw to first base. Savoy's back. Evan batting from the left side, settles in ready. That's going to be high and outside for a ball. His last at bat, Leibel hit a pretty sharp shot, but over to the first baseman, who got it on 2 hops and then threw him out to Damian Acosta covering at first base. That ended the first inning. Leibel, that's going to be high for a ball. So Acosta, who is pitching in his 12th inning so far this season, Leibel out in front of that off-speed offering. Runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. Leibel settles back in, ready to go. Acosta measures his lead off of first. It's going to be high for a ball. So 3 balls and a strike. Acosta. Ready to go. Pitch. Comes home. Oh, and that hits Leibel. So he becomes the third batter hit by Damian Acosta. Acosta's also balked in a run, and here comes a trip out to the mound. That may be all for Damian Acosta. Slow walk for head coach Raleigh Price. In his 4th season, he's going to get the baseball from Damian Acosta. We're going to have a pitching change. So we'll get a new reliever from the bullpen, and while he comes in to warm up, we'll take a quick timeout and do so, and come back and set the stage for you here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Buffs lead this one 3-1. We're back after this at the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Beef in the heart of Texas.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
In the heart of Texas.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference.
WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Well, Tommy Perez is the new right-handed pitcher, the 6'2", 180-pound senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, as he gets set to face Brian Bailey with 2 runners aboard for the Buffs. Savoy at second and Leibel at first. And Perez throws a strike in there for his first offering. Of course, Bryant led off the 2nd inning with a triple and came around to score on that balk called on Acosta. Pitches outside for a ball. Perez has pitched in 2 2/3 innings so far in relief. He's allowed 8 hits, 9 runs, all 9 earned. He's walked 3. He's allowed a double and 2 home runs. He's got a 30.37 ERA. Pitch inside for a ball. So 2 balls and a strike for Tommy Perez. Big 6'4" right-hander takes a look in and gets his set, comes home with it. It's going to be high for ball 3. Buff center fielder settles in, ready to go. Batting from the right side, Bryant. Batting .364. That pitch is inside for a ball. So Perez walks Bailey to load the bases. That's the fourth walk given up by Greyhound pitching. Going to bring up Seth Ochoa. Seth struck out his last at bat. Batting from the right side, Seth with a .208 batting average. Looks at a pitch high for a ball. Outfield pretty much straight away, so Ochoa's got some room. That's driven past the second baseman. That'll play at least one run for the Buffs, as that was shallow, and Cooper Hamilton got that one in quickly. So Seth Ochoa picks up an RBI. As you watch right here as he sends that one out into right field. That'll bring Mike Mineta up. The Buffs now lead at 4-1. 4 runs on 5 hits. Mineta settles in. Mike looks at a pitch outside for a ball. Third inning, third time Mike Mineta's been up. Mike has grounded out. He was hit by a pitch, left stranded at second base back in the second. Now up here in the third. Looks at a pitch low for a ball. So 2-0 the count. Tommy Perez throws it outside for a ball. You can tell he's getting frustrated. More with himself, I think, right now. As he kind of was upset after he released that one. So 3 balls, no strikes for Mineta, batting from the left side. And that's ball 4. That'll walk in a run for the Buffs. And so Mike Mineta gets the RBI as Evan Leibel comes home to score. And they'll bring up Ryan Johnson. So Bailey over at third, Ochoa at second, and Mike Mineta at first. For Ryan Johnson, who's 1 for 2 today. Looks at a strike, good curveball. Ryan batting .392. He's driven in a run. Scored a run, I should say. He's got a hit. He scored a run back in the first. Takes a swing and comes up empty. So he's down in the count 0-2 for Ryan Johnson. Quick conference between pitcher and catcher as Jordan Martinez goes out to visit with Tommy Perez. And now their manager comes out. Don't know if he pulled something or what may have happened. Perez in the conference with the home plate umpire as well. So they calling a trainer out? I think so. They're calling the trainer out. So they're going to visit with him. By the way, Corey Hall coaching down in the third base coach's box. Matt Vandenberg over at first. They've done this a few times where they'll switch. Corey usually doesn't go over to first, but will coach down in the third base coach's box. And actually they're visiting with the catcher here, so it wasn't the pitcher. It's the catcher, Jordan Martinez. I don't know if he felt something pop or pulled something or whatever. But they're going to attend to him quickly. The umpire there joining in on the conversation. He's going to try to run, see if he can run. See if he's good to go. I think what he's telling him right now is I just can't run very fast. So let's see if they'll let him continue here in the inning or if they'll make a change. So I think they're going to take him out, and so they're going to have to make a defensive change at catcher. So that we'll pause for a moment while we do that. And so remind you of some of the other happenings that are going on around the Lone Star Conference. Again, we had a Tuesday game this week. And that was Oklahoma Christian at Central Oklahoma. UCO won that one 7-5. Yeah, and then Wednesday, Kingsville played at International. Today, besides this series underway here at WT, it's Cameron at St. Edwards. UT Tyler's at Texas A&M International. Oklahoma Christian's at Lubbock Christian. UT Permian Basin at Kingsville today. And the University of Arkansas Fort Smith over at Angelo. Again, we told you Angelo leads the conference with a 13-3 record. St. Edwards is next at 7-4. Then Lubbock Christian at 10-6. UT Tyler at 10-6. West Texas at 7-5. Oklahoma Christian at 7-5. I think Jack Thompson has come in as the catcher.
Jack Thompson.
So Jack Thompson comes in as the catcher from West Des Moines, Iowa. Played at Iowa Central Junior College. He's a 5'11 senior. So there are a couple of warm-up tosses with Tommy Perez. Scott That says he's good to go. Going to adjust the chest protector a little bit. And now we're ready to go. So Thompson So Ryan Johnson heads to the plate and sends this pitch out into right field. Circling underneath. Catch is made by Cooper Hamilton. But the Buffs do get another run as Brian Bailey tags up and comes home. So Ryan Johnson flies out to right field for out number 1.
Now batting third baseman number 22, Adam Becker.
So that'll bring up Adam Becker, the third baseman, who has singled and scored, and then he was hit by a pitch and left at second base back in the second inning. Becker looks at a pitch outside for a ball. Becker batting from the right side, runners at first and second. That's way outside for a ball. So 2-0 from Tommy Perez. The senior trying to be careful with preseason Lone Star Conference Offensive Player of the Year, selected by the LSC sports writers and coaches. And that is driven down the left field line, and that one is going to be out toward the left fielder. Pulling that one in is Jonathan Claw, tagging at second and advancing to third base, Seth Ochoa. So Adam Becker, usually on a windy day when that is blowing out the left, that would have been gone. But today becomes a regular fly ball out. Ryan Johnson for Adam Becker, but Adam does get the RBI. That'll bring up Will Fenning. First pitch swinging, and that is out into right field, and that's going to fall in for a hit as both outfielders were advancing. Here's the play at the plate. The Buffs get 2 runs off of that as Seth Ochoa comes home. And so, too, does Mike Manetta. And watch this here. This is out to right center field. We said that outfielders would be battling the sun a little bit. You can see they both did right there for both Hamilton and Matthews, and they didn't know who was taking charge, I think. So Will Fenning over at second base. Fenning will get 2 RBIs on that. He's driven in 3 today. The Buffs lead at 8-1. He runs on 6 hits. Slow roller hit toward the pitcher, sliding down. He underhands it over to first in time. Nice play by Tommy Perez as Dylan Vesperman is retired. 1-3 for out number 3, but the Buffs do get 5 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors in the inning and 1 left on base. We have played 3 complete. WT leads this one by a count 8-1. We'll take a timeout, do so, and come back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
For a onside kick, landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Willie Ponce, the shortstop, will lead things off, facing Mike Marshall. First pitch swinging is a strike. Ponce, who grounded out to first base to Eddie Savoy unassisted on his last at-bat back in the first inning, pops this one up, fouling out of play. So he's down the count 0-2. Ponce batting .265. Batting from the left side. That bounces in the dirt, so that'll be a ball. Nick Marshall working in his 4th inning of work. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits so far. That's slammed down the third base line, but fouling out of play. Keeps the count at 1-2. High for a ball. 2-2. After Ponce will be the first baseman, Nick Schifferton. And then instead of Jaden Martinez, it should be Jack Thompson. Oh, that hit Ponce, and so he'll get a board. So that's the first hit batsman of the game for Nick Marshall.
First baseman, number 28, Nick Schiffner.
So the first baseman struck out his last at-bat to end the first inning. Nick Schifferton fouls this one off and out of play. So he's down the count 0-1. Schifferton batting .179. Batting from the right side, quick throw to first base. Ponce is back easily. That one got right at the knees on the inside part of the plate. That becomes a strike. Schifferton settles in, ready to go. Takes a swing and comes up empty for strike 3. So again, he is a strikeout victim. That's the first out of the inning. And that's the second strikeout as you watch here on the replay. And just a good fastball high at the numbers. It's one sometimes hitters have a hard time laying off. There is action in the Buffalo bullpen as Marshall working here in the fourth inning. That one's fouled off and out of play. I don't think it's so much fatigue for Marshall. It's just he's been setting so much in between innings. This is getting ready to be his 60th pitch. Facing Jack Thompson. Thompson looks at a strike. So he's down in the count 0-2. So Thompson settles back in. Senior from West Des Moines, Iowa. Outside that, misses for a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thompson settles back in. Drives this one past the shortstop. So Thompson comes in and gets a base hit. So runners at first and second for Eastern New Mexico. And you watch right here, just a good solid wrap between short and third. To bring Spencer Roach, the DH, to the plate. Spencer grounded out to the shortstop his last at bat. Takes a cut, comes up empty.
Designated hitter number 21, Spencer Roach.
Roach batting .231. 0 for 1 at the plate today. Drives this one out into left field, and that is over the head of Ryan Johnson. So 1 run will come home, and that one bounced out. And so that'll be a stand-up double for Spencer Roach. So 1 run comes home. Trying to round third to come home was Jack Thompson, but they held him up at third because of the double.
Second baseman, number 7, Demetrio Archuleta.
So it cuts the Buffalo lead to 8-2. So back-to-back hits for Eastern New Mexico. Archuleta comes up, fouls this one off at the plate. Demetrio last at bat, he grounded out to the shortstop. Ochoa threw him out 6-3. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. That's a strike. Runs the count to 0-2 on Archuleta. Archuleta, sophomore. He's going to pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Demetrio from Farmington, New Mexico, Lamar Community College. Batting from the right side, real close to the plate. He's going to pitch outside. Nice stop by Evan Leibel. Kept that one from going to the backstop, prevented a run from coming home. Evens the count at 2-2. After Archuleta will be top of the order, Camden Matthews here in the fourth. It's going to be slowly hit towards the shortstop, and quick throw over to first base is in time. Archuleta's retired 6-3 for out number 2. Nobody advances on the play. And we go back to the top of the order, Camden Matthews. Matthews 1 for 2. Singled and scored back in the first inning. Then flew out to center field in the third. Coming up here in the fourth. Slow roller that's going to be fouling out of play. Runs the count to 0-1. Matt Vandenberg brings some new baseballs out for the home plate umpire. Matthews looks at a strike. So he's down in the count 0-2. 8-2, the Buffs lead it. Buffs 8 runs on 6 hits. Eastern 2 runs on 5 hits. 2 in scoring position right now with 2 outs. High for a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matthews from Carrollton, Texas. Oh, he's a senior along with Brayton Matthews. They both play in the outfield. Brayton, his brother, one's fouled and out of play. Camden bats left, throws left, while Brayton throws right, bats right. Camden settles in, ready to go. So 1-2 pitch from Nick Marshall on the way. Outside corner just misses for a ball. Evens the count at 2-2. Again, these two will play 2 tomorrow. And that game time has been moved up to 2 o'clock, so the first game will be at 2. Second game will follow thereafter. Then they'll play on Sunday, 4-game set. And that off-speed pitch got Matthews swinging. And that is strikeout number 3. So 3 strikeouts for Nick Marshall as he gets Camden Matthews to swing. And so Eastern goes down with 1 run on 2 hits. No errors in the inning. And 2 left on base. We have played 3.5. Buffs lead at 8-2. We'll take a timeout. Bees back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
And get helped, get fitted, and get your questions answered, and find out about our price matching online today.
Well, the Buffaloes sent 7 batters to the plate in the first. They sent 8. They sent 7 in the second and sent 9 in the third. They lead this one 8-2. And leading it off just like he did back in the third inning, an inning ago, Eddie Savoy, who walked and scored a run. Savoy looks at a strike from Tommy Perez. The senior right-hander beginning to settle in a little bit. Goes to the same place and paints the corner for strike 2. Savoy looks back at the home plate umpire, questions that one just a bit. Settles back in, ready to go. That's way outside for a ball. Savoy. It's going to be low for a ball, 2-2. Eddie today has singled and walked, scored once. Batting average at .354 for the Buffalo first baseman. It's going to be low for a ball, so down on the count 0-2. He's fought back to run this one full. at 3-2. Savoy settles in, ready to go. Nice even stance. And that got the outside corner, and that I know Savoy could slowly pick up the bat and grumbling on his way back to the dugout. He thought that was outside and kind of way outside as you watch on the replay. And I can see why he might have wanted to argue that one just a little bit. So that's the first strikeout for Tommy Perez. Brings Evan Leibel to the plate, who hits it right back to the pitcher, and he underhands it back over. And so just like that, the Buffs have 2 outs as Leibel is out 1-3 for out number 2. That'll bring up Bryant Bailey.
Center fielder number 44, Bryant Bailey.
And I can tell from the dugout that Eddie Savoy is still steaming over there. Bryant Bailey, who has tripled and scored and walked and scored, looks at a strike. Bailey settles in, ready to go. Batting from the right side. Pitch misses for a ball. Bryant batting .364. It's high for a ball. So 2 balls and a strike. Should he get aboard, Seth Ochoa, Buffalo shortstop in the on-deck circle. That got the inside corner for a strike. So Tommy Perez beginning to paint the corners here a little bit and getting the calls. That one's down in the dirt for a ball. So that runs the count full with 3 balls and 2 strikes for Brian Bailey. Perez, in his second inning of relief, already has 27 pitches. That was way inside for a ball. So his third walk. And Bailey heads down to first base. So Bailey's been on base all 3 times he's been up today. Seth Ochoa, who struck out his first at bat and then singled and scored back in the third, settles in, ready to go, open stance. Drives this one down out to right field. And settling underneath is Cooper Hamilton, pulls that one in on a fly out to right for out number 3. So the Buffs, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, 1 left on base. We have played 4 complete. WT leads Eastern New Mexico 8-2. We'll take a timeout, be back for the top of the 5th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Since 1933, the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum has housed the vast history of Panhandle Plains, given back to the community, and provided educational resources to those who live here. Located on the campus of West Texas A&M University, PPHM is free to all students, faculty, and staff at WT. We offer volunteer opportunities, internships, and hands-on research experience. From prehistoric times to pioneer travels, there's something for everyone at the largest history museum in Texas. Stop by and see us sometime. Oh, and don't forget, go Buffs!
So it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the lineup for Eastern New Mexico in this fast-moving game. As we go to the top of the 5th, Dylan Hummel looks at ball 1. Hummel, who has singled and walked today, is 1 for 1 at the plate. Batting .400. That one inside corner is just a little low for ball 2. So it'll be Hummel, then Cooper Hamilton, their right fielder, and Jonathan Claw, the left fielder. Outside corner, that's there for a strike. Marshall checks the wristband as he gets the pitch in from Evan Leibel. Comes home quickly with it. That's fouled off at the plate. Evens the count at 2-2. So 2-2 count for Dylan Hummel. That one misses low for a ball. That runs the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Marshall has pitched 76 pitches so far here into the 5th inning. That one misses for ball 4, and Marshall is upset. He thought he had the same pitch that Eddie Leibel got punched out on. It's his second walk of the ball game. So that brings up Cooper Hamilton. Hamilton is singled. First pitch swinging here. Stopped by Ochoa over to second, but not in time. Nice play. Nice effort by Seth Ochoa. Ochoa, the junior from El Paso, played at the University of New Mexico. Made a good effort. Watch this right here. He has to go deep in the hole to get a glove on this one, able to come up and then throwing over to second, but just not in time. So runner at first and second for Eastern. Claw takes a swing and comes up empty. So Jonathan has struck out and flied out so far today. Batting .294. Left fielder settles in, ready to go. And that's a strike. He tried to pull the bat back, but didn't matter. That was on the outside corner for a strike. Marshall checks the wristband once again. Runners at first and second. So it was a pitch count violation, pitch clock violation by the umpire. That was the first warning. And there's strike 3. Strikeout for Jonathan Claw, his second punch out. 4th strikeout for Nick Marshall. Again, you see that right there. Struck him out. So that brings up William Ponce. Check swing. I'm going to call that ball 1. That one was low. So Marshall toes the rubber, looks in. Quick throw to first. Runner is back. So Ponce has grounded out to the first baseman. He's hit by a pitch. Came around to score back in the 4th. Looks at ball 2 right there. So 2-0 the count. Runners at first and second. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. One misses low for a ball. So 3-0 the count. Marshall's more upset with the location than anything else on those pitches. That one misses for ball 4. So that's a walk. So bases are full for Eastern for first time today with only one out. And that's the third walk that Nick Marshall has given up. That'll bring up the first baseman, Nick Schiffner. Set a pitch low for a ball. Schiffner has struck out twice today. Schiffner's ready to go. Marshall, the base is full, comes home with it, got the outside corner for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Marshall getting ready for his 92nd pitch. It's going to be popped up down the right field line and giving chase right there. There's the tag. Everybody advances from second and third, so a run comes home. The long fly out by Schiffner. So that's out number 2. But Dylan Hummel comes home for the third run of the ball game for Eastern. And Cooper Hamilton advances to third. So runners at the corner now for Jack Thompson. Thompson singled his last at bat. Set a pitch outside for a ball. So Thompson batting .250. He's 1 for 1 at the plate today. That was his second hit of the year. Looks at a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Thompson settles in, ready to go. Looks at a pitch low for a ball. So 2 balls and a strike. Should he get aboard Spencer Roach, the DH, in the on-deck circle. Thompson, outside corner, called a strike. So that evens the count at 2-2. 8 runs, 6 hits for the Buffs. 3 runs, 6 hits for Eastern, as they played a run here in the top of the 5th. And swinging for strike 3, Thompson is out. So that is the 5th strikeout for Nick Marshall. You watch it right here again. Payne brings it up right above the belt. And Jack Thompson can't catch up. No runs, or excuse me, 1 run on 1 hit. No errors in the inning. 2 left on base. We have played 4.5. Buffs lead this one 8-3. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
8-3 our score here on a sun-splashed afternoon at Wilder Park between West Texas A&M University and Eastern New Mexico University is Lone Star Conference action, the first of 4 games here at Wilder Park. Mike Mineta, top of the order, will lead things off for the Buffs here in the 5th, followed by Ryan Johnson and Adam Becker, 1, 2, and 3. Mineta, who's 0 for 1 at the plate today, looks at a ball and has walked. He's been hit by a pitch and he's grounded out. Mike batting .300 from the left side. Looks at ball 2. I say always from the left side is primarily where Mike's been batting this season, but he is a switch hitter. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. So 2 balls and a strike for the second baseman for the Buffaloes today. Mineta ready to go. Pitch is outside. Tommy Perez working here in his 3rd inning of work. That's driven down the left field line, fouling out of play. So Mineta evens the count, the count runs to 3-2. So Tommy Perez comes home with it. Drilled down the first base line, fouling out of play. Vernon Hart, the senior from San Angelo, jumps out of the way and goes out in the field of play to bring that one in. That pitch is outside for ball 4. So Mineta gets aboard with a walk. That is the 4th walk by Tommy Perez. That's the 7th walk from Eastern New Mexico pitching today. Brings up Ryan Johnson. Johnson's 1 for 3 at the plate. Set a ball. Johnson. Drives this one up the middle for a base hit. And then around second base, but will stay there. So Johnson with a single. So runners at first and second for Adam Becker. Buffs lead it 8-3, and again, just a solid wrap right up the middle. That's where everybody likes to hit if they can, just those wraps up the middle. So Becker settles in, ready to go. He's 1 for 2 today. Check swing for a strike. Becker has also driven in, or has scored a run, excuse me. He's also driven in a run today. So the pitch outside for a ball. So 1-1 count on Adam Becker. Adam, 469 at the plate, that on-base percentage of 541, and that slugging percentage, 828. Drives this one out into right field, giving chase. Hamilton back at the wall, now circles underneath, pulls that one in. And so a long fly out to right. And so Adam Becker's had a fly out to right and a fly out to left. That on windy days, those would have been gone. So touching at second and advancing to third base is Mike Mineta. So that brings up Will Finney. Finning has doubled, walked, and flown out to center field. Looks at a strike. Will has also driven in 3 runs today. He's 1 for 2 at the plate. Drives this one down the third base line, and let's see what they're calling him safe at first. Finning didn't run. He didn't know it was a fair ball. And safe at home. Boy, that was a total mix-up on the play. So it was driven down to the third baseman, Dylan Humple, picks it up, tries to make a play on Mike Mineta at third, and now the umpires are going to get together because Will Fenning didn't even know if it was a hit. Nobody ever made it as a safe call at third base. And so let's see what they're saying. So let's see if Will Fenning.
The designated hitter, number 16, Dylan Vesperman.
So, quite confused. Nevertheless, Mike Mineta comes home to score. Ryan Johnson advances to second. Will Fenning, I guess, is out. And there's a shot over to third, and on a 5-3 play, Dylan Vesperman is out for out number 3. So for the Buffaloes, they get a run on one hit, I guess. No errors in the inning. And one left on base. We have played 5. The Buffaloes lead it now 9-3. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Bucks!
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Well, welcome back. Spencer Roach up at the plate facing Mike Marshall. Mike working here in the 6th inning. Nick Marshall, I should say. Nick's allowed 3 runs on 6 hits. Yeah, we had to ask for the official scoring on that play. Will Fenning hit it to third, then stayed in the box because no one ever said it was fair. So they made third baseman in a play on Mike Mineta at third. Here's the pitch. They're going to peel down to first. Said he didn't go around. So Roach got a 1-1 count. Check it, a 1-2 count. Marshall works quickly. That's fouled off at the plate. So we want to make sure for Will Fenning, he was apparently called out 5-3 on the play from third to first. But no one really knew for sure. Nevertheless, Buffs did get a run in that inning. They lead 9-3. And that's a strikeout. And Spencer Roach is out on strikes. Here in the 6th inning. That's out number 1, and that is the 6th punch out. Look at him. He just had him off balance. Spencer just kind of wanted to swing, but really didn't. Tried to hold the bat back. There's a strike on the outside corner to Archuleta. Archuleta has grounded out twice to Seth Ochoa over at short, and this is right at Ochoa again on one hop. Ochoa comes up throwing over to first in time for the putout. So Archuleta is out 6-3 for out number 2. Go to the top of the order, Camden Matthews. Camden, who has struck out his last at bat. He flew out to center field and he's singled and scored today. Marshall. That one's fouled off down the first base side and out of play. Check swings a strike. They say he went around. So Camden Matthews down in the count 0-2. Matthews settles in, ready to go. Hits this one through short and third for a base hit, so he gets his second hit of the ball game. Matthews batting .283 before that hit. So with a 2-out single, he's aboard at first base. We bring up Dylan Hummel. Hummel has walked twice and singled. He is 1 for 1 at the plate today. He's also scored. Hummel batting .400, batting from the right side. Pitch is high for a ball. Hummel from San Antonio. He's a 6-foot freshman, batting from the right side. So 2 balls for Hummel. As Matthews takes his lead over at first. One misses down low, and so Matthews will head to second base on a pass ball. So 3-0 the count now for Dylan Hummel. So Hummel settles in, ready to go. That's in there for a strike. Hummel playing at third base today. Drives this one towards Adam Becker at third. Quick throw over to first in time. And that is out number 3 as Hummel is retired. 5-3 for out number 3. So no runs on a hit. No errors, 1 left on base. We have played 5.5. And the Buffs lead this one 9-3. We'll take a timeout. Be back for the bottom of the 6th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1831 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, welcome back to the confines of Wilder Park, where the Buffs lead this one 9-3. A sun-splashed afternoon, about 64 degrees. We started, it was 61 with our first pitch. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Eddie Savoy will lead things off for the Buffaloes. Savoy, who looks at a strike, good breaking ball in there from Tommy Perez, working in his 4th inning of relief. That's hit up the middle for a base hit, so Savoy with his 2nd hit of the ball game gets aboard with a hit. Eddie becomes the leadoff runner for the Buffs with a nice hit just right up the middle, just perfectly done. Savoy batting .347 before he had that hit. Brings up Evan Leibel, the catcher for the Buffs, batting .267. Leibel today. He's 0 for 2 at the plate. Evans settles in, ready to go. Looks at a pitch on the outside corner. Runs the count to 2-0. Evans settles in. This one has popped up down the left field line, fouling out of play. There is action in the WT bullpen, beginning again in the WT bullpen. Leibel settles in, ready to go. Strike on the outside corner. Don't think he agreed with that one. Nevertheless, runs the count to 2-1. Quick throw to first base as Savoy's back. Leibel settles in. Fouls this one off out of play, keeps the count, or runs the count to 2-2. Brian Bailey in the on-deck circle. Leibel settles in. Golfs that one foul down the first base line. Leibel from Los Alamos, California, played at Oklahoma. He's a 5'11" junior. Batting .267. Set a pitch outside for a ball. So he runs the count full at 3-2. With runners on base, he's batting .360. So Ged does a nice job protecting the plate with the runners on base. And that's ball 4, so he'll take a walk. So runners at first and second. It's the 5th walk of the day for Tommy Perez. So runners at first and second for Brian Bailey. Bailey, who has walked twice and has a triple, and he scored twice today. Brian settles in, batting from the right side, shows bunt, lays it down. Perez gloves it on 2 hops, throws it over to first in time, but Bailey does his job. He sacrifices the runners over into scoring position at second and third. So he's retired 3-1 for out number 1.
Number 4, Seth Ochoa.
Seth Ochoa comes up as Matt Vandenberg meets Bryant there at the dugout. Gives him a high five. Said it wasn't pretty, but you did what we needed to do to move the runner along. Ochoa, who has singled, struck out, and flied out today. He's also driven in a run. Set a pitch outside for a ball. So that evens the count at 1-1. Ochoa batting from the right side. Runners in scoring position. Pitches outside for a ball. You can hear the WT fans congratulating Seth on a good eye, and the Eastern fans thinking that was a strike on the outside corner. So 2-1 count for the WT shortstop. Seth sends this one fouling out of play down the right field line. That evens the count at 2-2. Cho, the junior, will settle back in, batting from the right side. Cho sends this one down the right field line, foul and out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. Inside corner misses. Runs the count full with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Choa settles in and drives this one out into right, shallow right field, and that was lost in the sun, so 1 run comes home. Here's the throw to the plate. So Ochoa gets a single. That's one of those caught up in the sun that the right fielder couldn't see. Eddie Savoy comes home to score. And Evan Leibel advances to third. And you watch this one, and it's skied up into right field. And Cooper Hamilton just couldn't find it as he lost that in the sun and picks it up and gloves it into home plate quickly, but not before the Buffs score a run. Brings up Mike Manetta. And that runner off. Here's a quick throw to home. They've got the runner in a rundown. And so out will be Evan Leibel as he took off on the drive to third base. Dylan Hummel came up throwing to home, and Thompson was able to tag him out. So Leibel, as you watch here, this one's just driven down the third base line. And they got
left fielder, number 30.
Leibel caught in a rundown and then tagged him out right there. So Leibel is out 5-2 for out number 2. So Cho over at second base. Manetto aboard on a fielder's choice. And Ryan Johnson looks at ball 1. Johnson, who is 2 for 3 at the plate today, scored a run and driven in a run. Looks at a pitch on the inside corner called for a strike. Tommy Perez in relief, working his 4th inning of relief. Buffs lead at 10-3. Johnson, high bounder up toward the second baseman who guns it over to first in time to get Ryan Johnson. Nice play by Archuleta. Johnson is retired 4-3 for out number 3. But the Buffs do get a run on 2 hits. No errors in the inning and 2 left on base. We have played 6. Buffs lead at 10-3. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie lies
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
We go to the top of the 7th inning as Nick Marshall comes out in his 7th inning of work.
Leading off, right fielder, number 27, Cooper Hamilton.
And Cooper Hamilton playing right field today, batting number 3, leads off and looks at strike 1. He'll be followed by Jonathan Claw and Willie Ponce, the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the lineup. This is hit down the first base line, but fouling out of play. Buffs 10 runs on 9 hits. They've left 10 on base today. Eastern New Mexico 3 runs on 7 hits. They've left 8 on base. Marshall, who has pitched 115 pitches so far. It's a good, still good pop on the fastball. Misses that one outside. Runs the count to a ball and 2 strikes. This is fouled down the left field line. Giving chase is Becker, but can't catch up to it. Keeps the count at 1-2. I'll change that to 2-2. Again, Marshall working quickly in this one. And got an off-speed pitch and got Hamilton swinging, and he is out for his 7th strikeout of the ball game. You watch the strikeout right here. And again, just a good off-speed pitch from Marshall.
Left fielder, Jonathan Cobb.
So Jonathan, who struck out twice today, and that time got plunked. And so he'll make his way down to first base. That's the second hit batsman today for Nick. I stand corrected, he has 8 strikeouts on the day. And you watch right here, just came inside. And that hurts right at the knee. So Jonathan on base for the first time, but not the way he wants to, by way of hit batsman. And that's going to bring Coach Hall out to talk a little bit. Again, that was the 123 pitches so far. They're going to go ahead and go to the bullpen, as that'll be all for Nick Marshall. So we're going to have a pitching change for the Buffaloes. We'll set that for you. We'll take a timeout and do so. Buffs lead this one 10-3. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Went for a onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference.
WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shim and Dillon Group for your appointment today.
Well, Colton Charmholm comes in relief as Nick Marshall goes 6 in the third. And Charmholm, the left-hander, first pitch is outside. Colton, again, pitches outside for ball 2. Willie Ponce, shortstop, batting. That misses for ball 3 outside. Charnholm from Ennis, Montana. Pitched at Washington, throws a strike right there. Colton, a 6'1" senior. Runs the count to 3-1. Charnholm so far 3 1/3 innings this year, but he gives up a walk right there. So that has runners at first and second for Eastern.
First baseman, number 28, Nick Schiffner.
Schiffner comes up. Nick is 0 for 3 at the plate today. He struck out twice, and he's flown out to right field. He has driven in a run, though. Looks at a strike on the inside part of the plate. Colton checks the runner at second base. Breaking ball doesn't break the way he needed it to. That evens the count at 1-1. Jack Thompson, backup catcher in relief today. It's going to be inside for a ball. So 2 balls and a strike on Nick Schiffner. Schiffner batting 175. Pops this one up and out of play. So that evens the count at 2-2. Schiffner from Fort Worth, one of the seniors starting for Eastern. Batting from the right side, fouls this one off and out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. Coach really Price down in the, oh, that hurts because he fouled that one right off the ankle. So he's going to slowly walk around a little bit. Try to get some of the sting out of that one. You watch on the replay, you can just see that when you foul it down and right off the ankle. It's got a lot of spin on it, especially from a left-hander. That one just spun down. That one misses for a ball. Home fans thought that was on the inside corner. Charmholm settles in with runners at first and second and throws ball 4. So back-to-back walks for Colton Charmholm. That loads the bases for Jack Thompson. Quick visit out on the hill from Evan Leibel and Eddie Savoy. Let's make sure Colton is good to go. Also, they're going to change some signals a little bit. So Jack Thompson has struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2 today. Thompson batting .222. Thompson batting from the right side. Looks at a ball low for a ball. Charnholm. That's low for ball 2. There is action in the WT bullpen. This is probably for Colton. Needs to probably get this batter right here. That's off-speed pitch and misses for ball 3. So no place to put Jack Thompson. Corey Hall wants to come out and have a quick visit with a left-hander. Calls time and watches as he will go out and have a visit on the hill. Talked about some of the other games going on around the area or in the Lone Star Conference. Also, as far as the standings go, again, Angelo leads the conference at 13-3. St. Edwards 7-4. Of course, the Buffs took a couple from St. Edwards. They account for 2 of their losses. Eastern New Mexico accounts for 2 of their losses as well. Lubbock Christian is 10-6. UT Tyler 10-6. WT is 7-5 in the conference, 8-5 overall. Actually, it should be 9-5. So conference is broken up. That pitch is in there for a strike. So Jack Thompson, 3 balls and a strike, no place to put him. Charnholm. That's hit up the middle for a base hit. So 1 run will come home, 2 runs will come home. Here's the relay in. Savoy cuts that one off, and so 2 runs come across for Eastern New Mexico. As Jack Thompson will get the RBI single as he drives that out into center field. So runners at first and second. Those walks do come back to haunt you, and that's going to be it for Colton Charnholm. So we'll have a pitching change for the Buffs, and with a pitching change, means we'll take a quick timeout. We'll do so and come back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Delicious, refreshing, Pepsi.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Well, welcome back. Maddox Hoagland comes on in relief of Colton Charnholm. And Hoagland from Cadillac, Michigan, comes in. Record of 0-2 for Maddox. First pitch is fouled off at the plate for Spencer Roach. Spencer, the designated hitter today, batting .244. He is 1 for 3 at the plate. Bases with runners at first and second, driven down the third base line. That's going to be fair. So bases are full once again. Back-to-back singles for Eastern. Again, they've scored 2 runs. Let's see, one of those runs will be charged to Nick Marshall. The other was to Colton Charnholm. There's a strike for Archuleta, the second baseman, sitting in. Archuleta 0 for 3. Now he's down in the count 0-2. Buffs still looking for their second out here in the top of the 7th inning. Cooper Hamilton led off with a strikeout to Nick Marshall. Then Jonathan Clue was hit by a pitch, and so we had a pitching change. It's fouled off and out of play. Ever since then, the Buffs struggling to get that second out. So there were 2 walks and 2 hits in the inning. 2 runs have come home to make it 10-5, by the way, here in the top of the 7th. Outside corner misses for a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for Archuleta. Dimitri settles in, batting from the right side. That's a slow roller, hit foul and out of play. So still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Archuleta settles in, ready to go, batting from the right side. Bases are full, no place to put him. And that's drilled out to left field, and that one is going to be off the wall. That's going to be a stand-up double. So 2 more runs come home. Trying to bluff that one coming around with Spencer Roach, but they're going to send him back to third base. So a double for Archuleta. Plays 2 more runs. And cuts the WT lead to 10-7. And we're going to have another pitching change. That'll be it for Maddox Hoagland. And so Maddox gives up 2 hits. And so we'll have another pitching change for the Buffs. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Went for a onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference. WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
Well, welcome back. As the new pitcher is Gavin Pringle. Gavin from Duncan, British Columbia, came from Hawaii Pacific to pitch for the Buffaloes. And he'll face Camden Matthews. Top of the order, Camden looks at strike one. One out here in the top of the seventh, 10-7. Eastern's cut it to 3. Buffs trying to get out of the inning here on their fourth pitch of this inning. And that's hit out to left field, circling underneath. Ryan Johnson makes the catch. And tagging and coming home is Spencer Roach. So Camden Matthews on a fly out to left gets the RBI.
Third baseman, number 9, Dylan Hummel.
And that'll bring up Dylan Hummel, who's the 9th batter here in the inning. Hummel grounded out to third his last at bat. He is 1 for 2 at the plate today. Hummel batting from the right side, runner at second base, looks at a ball. Pringle comes in with a record of 4-0. He's pitched in 12 1/3 innings, and now make it 12 2/3 with that out. He has allowed 8 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 10. That pitch misses. So 2 balls, no strikes for Dylan Hummel. Quick throw to second base. Manetta was signaling to Pringle, go ahead and bring it. Trying to catch Arbuckle in between pitches. Arbuckle measures his lead off the bag at second. There's a good fastball that Hummel couldn't catch up with. Runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. But Eastern has scored 5 runs here in the 7th. There's strike 2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's hit towards short. Manetta comes up throwing over to first in time for the putout. As Dylan Hummel is retired 4-3 for out number 3. But a good inning. 9 players go to the plate for Eastern. They score 5 runs. 5 runs on 3 hits. No errors in the inning. And 1 left on base. We have played 6.5. Buffs lead at 10-8. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Link is now Optimum with award-winning internet, TV, and mobile, giving you the power to get closer and go farther with speed and reliability. With our new 100% fiber internet we're building, together with Optimum Mobile, voted #1 in customer satisfaction, you'll get the complete connectivity you deserve. And when you combine Optimum's award-winning connectivity with our 24/7 customer service, your future is only a connection away.
Well, the Buffs lead at 10-8, but Eastern able to cut that lead as they scored 5 times in the top of the inning. They've cut it to 10-8. 8 runs on 10 hits for Eastern, 10 runs on 9 hits for the Buffs. And there's a strike for Adam Becker to lead things off. Becker batting .462 is 1 for 3 at the plate today. Pitches outside is Tommy Perez working here in his 5th inning. Check swing, they're going to appeal. They say he went around, that's a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 2-2 pitch for Becker. It's going to be low for a ball. So Adam runs the count back full at 3-2. Becker drives this down the right field line, and that one is back, and that is off the wall. Here's the throw into second base, and Becker with a stand-up double. So Becker wraps that one out to the 325 sign. Just a good, effortless swing, and that one drives it off the wall. And nice play, actually, by Cooper Hamilton and get that one back in, but leadoff double for Adam Becker. And that'll bring up Will Fenning, who, again, last his at-bat in the 5th. Weren't sure what all was going on, but eventually they say he grounded out 5-3. So Fenning comes up. He's 1 for 3 at the plate today. He's driven in 4 runs for the Buffaloes. He's walked once, has a double. Fouls this one off and out of play. So no 1 count on the Buff right fielder. Fenning settles back in, ready to go. The slow roller hit towards the second baseman on 2 hops, picks it up. As Becker moves over to third base, Will Fenning is retired 4-3 for out number 1. That'll bring up the DH for the Buffaloes. Fesperman will come up. Dylan today is 0 for 3 at the plate. Looks at a strike. Vesperman can't believe it. Shakes his head. Thought that was way outside. Vesperman settles in. He's close to the plate, so he has a good look at that outside corner. Takes the swing and an off-speed pitch. Can't slow the bat down, so now he's down in the count 0-1. Again, Tommy Perez has really done a nice job coming on in relief. His team's battled back to get him in the game here. It's going to be outside for a ball. Perez pitched in 4 1/3 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned. He's walked 5. He struck out once. He's allowed a double. And Vesperman swinging it again, an off-speed pitch, and he is a strikeout victim. It's the second strikeout for Perez. That'll bring up Eddie Savoy.
First baseman, number 10, Eddie Savoy.
Savoy, who is 2 for 3 at the plate today. He scored 2 runs. He's driven in a run. He's walked once. Off-speed pitch is a strike. So again, now as we get later in the game, Perez is going more with the off-speed junk. Savoy looks at a pitch low for a ball. That evens the count at 1-1. Adam Becker down at third base. Don't want to leave a leadoff double out there in the field of play. So that one misses for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Good fastball on the outside part of the plate. Savoy can't catch up to it. So it evens the count at 2-2. Perez. That's driven out to left field. Giving chase is the left fielder who's able to settle underneath it. And Clough is able to pull that one in on a fly out to left for out number 3. No runs for the Buffaloes on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We have played 7 complete. The Buffs lead this one 10-8. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so and come back for the top of the 8th. But first, this break on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Since 1933, the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum has housed the vast history of Panhandle Plains, given back to the community, and provided educational resources to those who live here. Located on the campus of West Texas A&M University, PPHM is free to all students, faculty, and staff at WT. We offer volunteer opportunities, internships, and hands-on research experience. From prehistoric times to pioneer travels, there's something for everyone at the largest history museum in Texas. Stop by and see us sometime. Oh, and don't forget, go Buffs!
Well, the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the lineup for Eastern New Mexico. They trail 10-8 to the Buffaloes here at Wilder Park. Top of the 8th inning. First pitch is low for a ball from Gavin Pringle. Pringle, who's worked 2/3 of an inning of relief. Here's one hit to Ochoa at short on 1 hop over to first in time. So Hamilton is retired 6-3 for round number 1. Bring up Jonathan Clough. Clough was hit by a pitch. Hit by a pitch and scored in the last inning. Other than that, he is 0 for 3. Looks at a strike. And there's another strike. So a no 2 count on the freshman outfielder. Clough, 6'4", 215 pounds, sends this one to Ochoa on 2 hops. Guns it over to first. In time, and Savoy kept his foot on the bag. Nice job by Eddie Savoy as he is retired 6-3 for out number 2. Nice play by the first baseman. You got a good look at him as he watch this relay here. Here's the throw. He stays on the bag with a stretch, keeps his toe on it. The umpire says, nope, he's out. He gloved it. And nice play at first base. First pitch offered by Gavin Pringle for Willie Ponce is a ball. Ponce has walked twice today. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out to first base. That pitch is outside. So for Ponce today, he's 0 for 1 at the plate. Even though this is his 5th at bat. Ball 3. So he quickly jumps out in front. 3-0 for the shortstop for Eastern New Mexico. Ponce settles in, ready to go, batting from the left side. And that one misses inside for ball 4. So 4 quick pitches sends Ponce down to first base. That'll bring up the first baseman. Schiffner comes up. The senior batting from the right side, settles in, ready to go. Pitches inside for a ball. Schiffner 0 for 2 at the plate, batting 175. Also walked and scored. Here's a quick throw to first. Oh! Savoy couldn't hold on to the baseball. And that was a nice try on that throw over to first base. They kind of had quick throw once again. Kind of had Ponce off the bag. That first throw they threw over there. Kind of wish they had that one back. This one's fouled off and out of play. So that evens the count at 1-1. Schiffner batting from the right side. That's way outside for a ball. Ball 2. 2-1. Schiffner with runners on base is batting .080. With 2 out, he's batting 118. That's when he fouls off at the plate. 2-2 count on the first baseman for Eastern New Mexico. Schiffner settles in, ready to go, batting from the right side. Bluff a throw over to first base as Ponce once again had a big lead. And then Pringle bluffs a throw over there. Breaking ball misses inside for a ball. So that runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Schiffner walked his last at bat, came around to score. That's going to be lined out into right field. That's going to be off the fence. And so Ponce will come around to score. And so cuts the lead to 1 as Ponce on the Schiffner double comes around to score. And again, you watch this one, just a good wrap out into right center field. And Ponce with a good speed. As we're going to go to the bullpen once again, and that cuts the lead to 10-9. And so for Pringle, he pitched 1 1/3 innings. Allowed 1 run on 1 hit. It was earned, and he walked 1. So we'll have a pitching change. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so and come back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Delicious, refreshing, Pepsi.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Well, Reese Miller is now the new pitcher for the Buffaloes. He's also the 5th pitcher the Buffs have had to go to today. Miller, of course, the closer for the Buffaloes, 6'2" junior from Dayton, Texas, and Hill College. Comes in with a 1-1 record. He's pitched in 12 2/3 innings. He's got 11 hits, I should say, he's allowed on the season. That one misses for a ball. He's allowed 11 hits, 13 runs, 12 of those earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 23. Facing Jack Thompson, the catcher. Jack's ahead in the count 1-0. Now they're good breaking balls in there for a strike. Thompson couldn't catch up to that one. Miller probably came on just a little earlier than they wanted him to. Reese gets Thompson swinging. So a 1-2 count on Jack Thompson. 2 outs, 1 run across here in the top of the 8th to make it 10-9. That one misses. Fastball outside. 2-2, trying to induce Thompson to swing on that one. Thompson settles back in closer to the plate. 2-2 pitch, misses low for a ball. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Thompson settles, ready to go. Reese Miller ready to go. Well, sort of now, time called. Now Miller steps on the rubber. Runner at second base. That is the tying run. It's fouled off at the plate. Keeps the count at 3-2. Should Thompson get aboard, Spencer Roach in the on-deck circle. Miller checks the runner at second, comes home with it, and that is strike 3, and Thompson knew it. And so Miller gets Thompson as a strikeout, and that is just a beautiful pitch that just drops, and Thompson was kind of just left staring at it. So for Eastern, they were able to get a run on 1 hit. There were no errors in the inning and 1 left on base. We have played 7.5. It's 10-9, a 1-run lead for the Buffaloes. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1831 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, Tommy Perez stays out there, works into his 6th inning, and he has done a yeoman's job as far as relief is concerned. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and for the Buffaloes, they'll send up their 7, 8, 9 hitters in the lineup today. Evan Leibel, followed by Brian Bailey and Seth Ochoa. And Leibel comes up. He is 0 for 2 at the plate today. Has scored a run. He's walked once. And that one got by the catcher and hit the umpire. Ball 1 is the call on that. So Jack Thompson, who just struck out, sometimes you wonder. That one just got by him and hit the home plate umpire. Thompson settles back into his crouch. Pitches outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count for Leibel, the Buffalo catcher. Buffs lead at 10-9. There's a strike. Buffs got 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth. That's drilled down the first base line, fouling out of play. So that evens the count at 2-2. Leibel, who will work his way back into the batter's box. Off-speed pitch, misses outside. Thompson tried to frame it, thought he'd get the call. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leibel settles back in, ready to go. Batting .267. It's outside for ball 4. So a walk. It's the 6th walk of the day for Tommy Perez. And that will put a base runner aboard, and we'll bring up Brian Bailey. So Bailey bidding from the right side. Shows bunt, pulls it back. So he's ahead the count 1-0. Bailey on the day is 1 for 1 at the plate. He's scored 2 runs. He's walked twice. Also has a triple. Quick throw to first. Diving back is Leibel. Nothing else. Eastern's going to be thrilled with the relief of Tommy Perez today. That is drilled out to left center field. Giving chase and sliding under it and pulling that in was Jonathan Claw. And so nice effort by Brian Bailey, but that's a fly out to left for out number 1.
Now batting the shortstop, number 4, Seth Ochoa.
So Seth Ochoa will come up. Ochoa. It's 2 for 4 at the plate. A good off-speed pitch he was out in front of, and that's strike 1. Ochoa scored a run. He's driven in 2 today. Struck out once. That was his very first at-bat. Fouls this one off and out of play. Now he's down in the count 0-2. Perez getting close to that 100 count pitch. Choa looks at a pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first base is Evan Leibel. That's drilled out to center field. Giving chase as Matthews circles underneath and pulls that one in. So long fly out to center field for out number 2. We go to the top of the order, Mike Mineta.
Now batting the second baseman, number 21, Mike Mineta.
Mineta's walked twice today, been hit by a pitch, scored twice. So the pitch low for a ball. Mineta batting from the left side, facing the right-hander Tommy Perez. Pitch is high for a ball. So 2-0 for the second baseman for the Buffs. Mineta settles in, ready to go. Pitch is way inside. So 3-0 the count for Mineta. Perez pitching his 102nd pitch. That's a strike. So 3-1 the count for Mike Mineta. 10-9, Buffs lead it by 1. 10 runs on 10 hits for the Buffs. That's a strike in there. So Mineta settles in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that one misses for ball 4. So Mineta will take a free pass down to first base. So runners at first and second for the Buffs. Leibel at second. Mineta at first, and that brings up Ryan Johnson. Johnson, who grounded out his last at bat. Has a couple of hits today. Johnson is 2 for 4. Set a pitch down in the dirt. There is action, of course, in the Eastern bullpen as they've gotten way more out of Tommy Perez than I think they anticipated today. Inside, misses for a ball. So 2-0 the count for Ryan Johnson. Ryan batting in the 2 spot as he does almost every game. Sends this one up the middle. Nice stop by the second baseman. Forced the out. Nice play by Archuleta. Archuleta makes a nice stop. Got the put out as Mike Mineta is retired. Going to second base on a nice play. That's 4-6 for out number 3. So no runs for the Buffs on no hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. We have played 8. We will head to the top of the 9th with the Buffs leading 10-9. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Well, welcome back as we go to the top of the ninth inning. The Buffs lead this one 10-9. The Buffs 10 runs on 10 hits. Eastern 9 runs on 11 hits. The Buffs have left 13 on base today. Eastern has left 10 on base. And we go to the top of the ninth. Eastern trying to get stuff going here in the bottom or the top of the ninth, and Spencer Roach will lead things off. The number 8 hitter fouls this one off at the plate down in the count 0-1. Eastern scored 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 5 in the seventh, and 1 in the eighth. Roach settles in, pitches low for a ball, evens the count at 1-1. Off outside pitch is good. Got Roach swinging on that one. Down in the count 1-2. Be Roach, and then Archuleta, and then Matthews. 8, 9, and 1. That one just misses outside for a ball. Evens the count at 2-2. Spencer Roach sends it right back to Reese Miller, who gets it, throws it over to first base. And they're going to call him out. There was close play because Reese was falling away and had to kind of loft it over to first base, but a nice play by Eddie Savoy as Roach is retired. 1-3 for out number 1. That'll bring up the second baseman for Eastern New Mexico, showing bunt. That's there for a strike. Demetrio Archuleta, the sophomore from Farmington, New Mexico, redshirt sophomore, takes a swing, can't catch up to that fastball. Down in the count 0-2. Archuleta will settle back in, close to the plate, even stance, batting from the right side. Fouls this one off down the first base line, fouling out of play. Keeps the count at 0-2. Archuleta will settle in, ready to go. Fouls this one off down the right field line and out of play. Keeps the count at 0-2. Top of the ninth, 10-9. Buffs lead by 1. And there's strike 3. Archuleta got caught looking. It's the second strikeout for Reese Miller. That's out number 2. Watch on the replay here. Just a good fastball. Got the outside.
Number 1, center fielder, Camden Matthews.
So we go to the top of the order. Camden Matthews comes up with 2 outs. Center fielder. Looks at strike 1. Matthews is 2 for 4 at the plate today. Has struck out once. It's going to be low for a ball. So 1-1 the count for Camden Matthews. That one misses. That's low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Reese Miller. That's drilled out into right center field or right field for a base hit. So Camden Matthews keeps the inning alive for Eastern New Mexico as he gets aboard with a single. It's the first hit given up by Miller. So that'll bring up Dylan Hummel, third baseman, batting from the right side. Pitch is outside for a ball. So 1-0 the count on the freshman from San Antonio. Close stance. Strike on the outside corner, evens it at 1-1. Hummel settles in, ready to go. 1 for 3 at the plate today. There's another strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 10-9, the Buffs lead this one. Over at first base, it's Camden Matthews. Reese Miller trying to get the third out here for the Buffs and get a win. That one misses for a ball. Hummel settles in, ready to go, batting from the right side. Reese Miller comes home, outside, misses for ball 3. Hummel thought that was ball 4. He was starting to go down to first base. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Reese Miller checks the runner at first. And got him on a strikeout, and Hummel knew it. And so that ends the ball game on a strikeout from Reese Miller. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on base. But the Buffaloes win this one, not comfortably. They had a big lead. They were leading 10-3, but Eastern came back with 6 late in the ball game and made it 10-9. So for Eastern New Mexico, 9 runs on 12 hits. They left 11 on base. The Buffaloes 10 runs on 10 hits. They left 13 on base. We're going to take a timeout, go to our postgame show. We'll also have interview with Nick Marshall and, of course, with the head man, Matt Vanderberg. But first, this break. This is the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Went for a onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference. WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
All right, Bryce, I'm here with your winning pitcher for the Buffs, Nick Marshall. Dude, first off, I got to ask you, you threw 123 pitches today. How's the arm feeling right now?
A little tired for sure, but I can handle throwing a lot of pitches. My arm bounces back pretty well, so hopefully it feels pretty good tomorrow.
You went 6 1/3 innings with 8 strikeouts total. What have you been working on to get those kind of stats lately?
I've been doing a lot of working on my off-speed pitches. That helps a lot, keeping the hitters off balance. Obviously, yeah, that's about it.
How's it going to feel watching your teammates go for a fourth win on the bench, just on an off day for you?
I mean, I like being in the dugout. I like watching baseball. So, I mean, I'm always supporting my teammates and everything, so that should be fun.
All right, I'll let you go back to your teammates. Well, awesome job. Coach, how you doing, Coach? Remember last time we had a off day for us the last time I talked to you? How's it feel being able to be on camera and enjoy a victory?
Well, it feels good that we found a way to win. It was not a good day for our bullpen again. It's kind of been a story of our year right now, and really just got to have some guys step up, and they're not getting it done. But at least Reese came in and did an outstanding job. I did not want to have to throw him or Pringle tonight, especially with the 7-run lead. But obviously we found a way to win, and I guess that should be a positive.
Oh, yeah, I will say that with a good. I will say for sure. What do you have to say about the resilience of this team? It was a hard-fought victory, especially in the later half of the game. What do you have to say about your team being able to fight and make sure they came out with a victory today?
Yeah, it's hard for me to say anything positive right now because of the way our bullpen let us down there. Again, we got to find somebody to step up, and they're just not getting it done. But again, Reese did a phenomenal job coming in and shutting the door for us. But we got to get a lot better, and I keep saying that every week and everything, and maybe these guys just aren't good enough for us.
All right. Well, Coach, we're going to let you go back to your team. Enjoy your third victory in a row. We'll see you tomorrow. See hopefully we'll get that 4th win in a row. All right? Bryce, we'll send it back to you, buddy.
Right. Thanks very much. Again, the Buffaloes win this one 10-9 today. And again, as Bray just talked to, Nick Marshall gets the win as he goes 6 1/3 and improves to 3-0 on the season. His ERA is at 4.13. He allowed 7 hits, 4 runs. All 4 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 8. And again, just what I think Coach Vandenberg was talking about, the inconsistency of the bullpen, that's what kind of hurt. And then, again, he didn't want to go to Miller or to get too deep in the bullpen. But unfortunately, 5 pitchers came in, and Gavin Pringle had to come in, pitch an inning and a third, and Reese Miller also pitched an inning and a third to come away with a victory for the Buffs, as they win at 10-5 as they improve to 10-5 on the season. Of course, they'll take on this same team, Eastern New Mexico, tomorrow. This will be a 2:00 start tomorrow. We'll have a doubleheader. We'll have the 2:00 game, and of course, then the one right after that. And so the Buffs, I think the thing that they probably also upset about is the fact that not only did they get 10 runs, thrilled about that as far as the offense is concerned, but they left 13 guys on the base paths today. And so that's something I'm sure they'll want to shore up as they continue in this series against Eastern New Mexico. Until tomorrow, though, we wish you a pleasant good evening as the Buffs win this one by a final of 10-9. Big thanks to our ThunderVision crew for bringing you the great pictures here at Wilder Park. And we'll be coming your way tomorrow